Hey, it's Hank. I'm going to walk through some of the steps you have to take with a travel trailer, at least the things I do before I transport from the campsite. So the first thing I always do is turn off the gas. So on mine, the gas bottles are under here. Just turn these knobs counterclockwise, turn it off, put the cover back on. I do that first because I'm not going to need any more gas after I'm ready to start unpacking. Then I'm going to bring in the awning. On this one, it's an automatic awning. Up here you have a panel, awning in, out. So I'm going to go in. This one was only partially out, so you just hold the in button. It winds up, and you just continue to hold it until it bottoms out. Okay, on this one, that's it. I've had others where you had to put straps on the roll to keep it up. This one, you just put it up till it's in, then you're done. I'm going to check my tanks. I'm going to leave the sewer line and water line and electricity connected to the very last. The electricity will be the last thing I disconnect. So on this panel, so I am plugged in, so it's showing full battery. You have a fresh water button. I don't keep fresh water in the tank, especially if you're going to, unless you're going to go camp somewhere that doesn't have water and you need to fill up your fresh water tank. That's a good thing to do, but I always camp where there's a city water hookup, and so I never put water in the tank. That way I never have to drain it. You don't want to really travel with your tanks full of water unless you have to because you're going to a primitive campsite. You have black water. That is your toilet water. So that is showing that there's a little in there. So we want to flush the toilet and flush anything that's maybe hung up in the black water tank. Make sure it goes down the sewer line before we disconnect. And then gray water, that is your sink water. It's separate from the toilet water. It's still dirty water, but it's a separate tank. So that's the gray water tank is empty. So in here also we have a slide in, slide out. They call it slide room, but I call it tip out or slide out. It's got an in out button. Currently it is out. In this camper, this button controls this room, and when you go out until you hear that noise right there. That tells you you're all the way out. A couple things on this camper. See this clock right here? It slide out will come past it, but when the clock gets jostled in transport and you try to run your slide out back out, you may find your clock crushed behind there. So always take the clock down for transport. Just toss it down there. Here is the slide out button for the back bedroom. So that's out. Run that in, and you run it in until it stops. I'm going to do that a little later. But run that slide in, run that slide out in. Here's the bathroom. So with water connected, you want to flush the toilet. Water's not connected right now, but on this one you push this lever down partially and the water will flow in the toilet. And then when you push it, hope this is clean, when you push it fully, it opens up the valve. So when you're open, you're exposing whatever's in that tank to the air in this room. So you don't want to hold that open unnecessarily because you can stink up your room. But anyway, you fill the toilet with water, fill as high as you can, then flush it. Do that several times and flush anything that's in that black water tank out down the line. Then everything else in here is good for transport. Said you slide your bunkhouse slide out, run it in all the way. You want to secure your refrigerator. This one has an aftermarket refrigerator. It does not have latches. That's why I've got these little makeshift latches. So you secure anything that's in your refrigerator. Secure your doors, because if you have things in there and your doors are not locked during transport, things can fall and knock your doors open. You come in with the floor full of pop cans. Okay, so secure the refrigerator. Do that before you run this tip out in, because this tip out comes all the way into here and there's not room to get back through here. Well, it comes to here. There's not room. I'll leave my air conditioner on the entire time. I don't want to be hot while I'm doing this. When I unplug it, last thing, air conditioner goes off and we're good. So I've turned off the gas bottle, so it doesn't matter as far as the stove. But this stove, you light it like that, spark it like that, and it lights. But we want to make sure the burners are off. This has a television to secure. So it's got a little pull cord here, which allows you to turn this out if you want to sit on that couch, watch TV or whatever. But when you're going to transport, shove that in until it latches. Okay. You have another TV up here. This one does not get secured. We just shove it over to the side like that. We make sure there's nothing laying out. I think TV remotes and things are usually, yeah, in here, so they don't get lost during transport. Make sure you don't have anything laying out that will get lost. A lot of times we have a DVD player. We connect with this HDMI cable to a DVD player there, so we can watch movies. We make sure the DVD player isn't left laying on the hard surface, because it would just slide around and get damaged. These bedroom closet doors have a strap here that secures them. Otherwise they would just be slamming open closed while you're going down the road. You don't want that. So you secure all that. Anything that's on your counter here, we put in the sink so it doesn't fall down on the floor. Make sure all your cabinets are latched, secure. And that's about it for inside. So let's pretend I've ran in the bunkhouse slide out. Now we'll run in this slide out. Up here is my exterior antenna, so TV antenna. So if you raise that up by crank, and then you can see this little arrow here. That's the home position. You can rotate your antenna to get better reception, like that. Pull it down and rotate. Then when you're ready to stow it for travel, you put the arrows, line them up right there. Those two arrows. Then you go down. You heard it hit the roof there. And it's snug. So the antenna is down. You don't want to travel with your antenna up. Speaking of the antenna, there is a little booster here for your TV antenna signal, on off. That gives you a little boost, more clear signal. Okay. I think everything in here is good. Pretend that the slide outs are in. I'm going to do that in the morning, not right now. Then outside, I'm going to fold up the steps like that. I'm going to close the door. You can lock it. I usually don't always lock it, but you have to fold your handle in like that. The awning is in. Your outside kitchen, make sure this door is secure. On this camper, we've had this for several years. So you want to make sure you've got your coffee pot, all that stuff cleared away. Anything in this refrigerator is fine, because the door can't open with the lid closed here. Here you have a little cooktop too, which is kind of cool. Anyway, So on this one, close it, and this is unique to this camper, but you have to raise this latch here and close it the rest of the way. And now you pull on it and make sure, yeah, it's latched. And you can lock those or not, whatever. Okay, what do I do next? Well, while I've still got it leveled, slide outs are in, so I'm going to come around and take care of my holding tank situation. You got the black holding tank there. You got a lever here. You will have the hose hooked up and go into your sewer if you're at a site that has a sewer hookup. You pull this lever here. It's kind of hard to pull. You pull it out, your tank will flush. Some people camp with the tank closed and they flush it like once a day. There's benefits to that because your bottom of your tank's not dry and stuff will float out more quickly. I usually just leave it open, and whenever we are flushing the toilet during the week when we're camping, I just do some extra water flushes to make sure there's nothing sticking to the bottom of my dry black water tank. So with the slide out ran in, it's easy to get to this stuff. So you want to make sure you're all flushed, make sure this is open, make sure you're flushed on the inside. Then you can disconnect your hose on this end. Your city water is connected here. You can turn your water off from your water spigot. Loosen your hose here, spray it into your flexible sewer pipe hose, rinse that all out down the pipe and out. This one has an outdoor shower here, water heaters here. Your electric cord stows here. So the last thing after we unplug, we just poke this electrical cord all up in there. Like I said, water heaters back here. The gray water tank you can't see with this tip out in this position. Let's see if we can see it if we crawl up under here. Okay, so there's only one outlet, the same outlet down there, but way up here in front of the back tires, you see that lever? You pull that out. That's to keep your gray water tank emptied. And there's no reason to accumulate gray water. You can always just leave that open so that it all drains out while you're camping. And like I said, it comes out the same hose down there. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, I've run my slides in, got my sewer pipe disconnected, rinsed out. Now I'm ready to get ready to hook it up to the truck, which we'll do tomorrow. I'll probably video that while I do it. But see that jack there that's on the concrete block, and this jack over here, these are controlled here. You got retract and extend. Now these don't have a lot of oomph, so you're not going to level the camper with these jacks. These just go firm. You see it it's up off the block, firm, and that's it. So you've got to be level before you put these jacks down, and they're just stabilizers. They're not leveling jacks. So, but don't forget this. You've got to raise this jack all the way up before you come down here to the tongue end. When you've got your truck backed up here and you want to raise this up to the level of the truck, got a couple of buttons here. This one's a light, nice. This one is the jack, down, up. So if I'm raising this up and those stabilizing jacks are still down in the back, that's just putting all the weight back on those jacks. So I have to raise those back jacks up all the way before I try to raise this up to the level of my truck. So this is just a little prep work, just to speed things up tomorrow. I'll plan on videoing a lot of this tomorrow when I'm actually doing it, but this is just to get us going with this video. And if I've forgotten anything, we'll try to catch that tomorrow when we actually go through it. But we'll show you how to hook up your load leveling hitch, hook up the suspension bars, the load leveling bars, hook up the anti-sway bar, and show you how all that works and get this thing hooked up to a truck. So that's part one.